so romantic.
The end of Book 1 made the world realize that Korra is the new Avatar. She has a lot of responsibilities on her shoulders, and Book 2 is where she begins to truly understand the weight of that responsibility. Hello and welcome back to CartoonPanda, where we travel back in time and peek into our favorite cartoons. Today, we are here with Avatar, The Legend of Korra, Book 2, Spirits. If you haven't watched our video on Book 1 Air, then make sure you watch that first so you can relate to this video better. Episode 1. The first episode starts with a newsreel updating the audience on events after the defeat of Amon and the Equalist. 6 months have passed, bringing significant changes to Republic City and its inhabitants. With the dissolution of the United Republic Council, Raiko takes office as the first president of the United Republic of Nations. In the meantime, Bumi retires from the United Forces and finds a new home on Air Temple Island, while Korra and Mako's relationship becomes the subject of city gossip. Away from the city's noise, in the calm waters of the Southern Water Tribe, something alarming happens. 2 fishermen encounter a terrifying spirit, which signals a troubling sign. In Republic City, the probe-ending scene with Bolin and the Fire Ferrets highlights their struggle for prominence, contrasted sharply by Mako's adventurous encounters with Triad members in his new role as a police officer. His daring firefighting chase and capture of Triad members showcases his adaptability and skill. Elsewhere, Asami Sato faces the repercussions of her father's actions as she strives to salvage future industries from the brink of collapse. Her determination leads her to innovate and seek new alliances despite uncertainty. Later in the episode, Korra surprises everyone by using the Avatar state during a simple competition, starting a conversation about how such a sacred power should be used. This part of the story lightly touches on big ideas, like the responsibility that comes with power. At the same time, trouble is brewing with Korra's family and the politics around them. Unilag, suggesting he become Korra's mentor, hints at bigger spiritual troubles ahead. Episode 3. The following episode unveils the tension with the Southern Water Tribe, as troops from the Northern Water Tribe manifest their authority in Wolf Cove. The Northern soldiers create ice barriers to disperse the gathered Southerners who watch in silent defiance. Meanwhile, impressive ice walls rise around the harbor, shaping the landscape into a militarized zone, as Northern waterbenders aim to guard the newly opened spirit portal at the South Pole. Unilag, seizing the moment, justifies the presence of his soldiers to Korra, enlightening her about another spirit portal at the North Pole. His vision to unite the tribes and create a passage for both spirits and human earned Korra's interest. On the other side, the peaceful environment of the Southern Air Temple is disturbed by Bumi's antics, which remind everyone of the playful vacations with their father Aang. This changes when Kaya and Bumi tell Tenzin that they feel like Aang didn't show them as much affection. This confession leads to a tense moment among the siblings. In response to the mounting tensions in the Southern Water Tribe, a meeting unfolds on Tonrak and Senna's home. Here, Varric, alongside other Southern waterbenders, voice a strong inclination towards rebellion against the oppressive Northern influence, challenging Korra's attempts to mediate peace based on Unalak's assurances. Then, Bolin springs into action alongside Desna and Eska, adding a funny twist to his tricky situation with the ice. Episode 4. In this episode, Korra's parents are taken for trial. Korra tries to stop it, but Unalak promises a fair trial, which she doubts. Meanwhile, Mako, Bolin, and Asami are in a meeting at Varric's mansion when Eska and Northern waterbenders arrive, calling everyone traitors, including Varric. But they can't find him because he's hiding inside a platypus bear statue. What a clever approach. But Eska makes Bolin bow to her as she leaves, and everyone tells Bolin that he needs to stand up for himself. Varric suggests bribing to win the trial, hinting that Unalak rigs it. Mako goes to find Korra to help, while Varric stays hidden, still scared. At the Southern Air Temple, Tenzin is searching for his daughter Iki, and finds her in a cave having breakfast with 4 young flying bison. He introduces the animals as their new family, and Tenzin plays along. Meanwhile, in Wolf Cave, Bolin reveals to Asami that his attempt to bribe people to help with the trial was unsuccessful. Korra testifies about a secret meeting regarding a civil war, and admits her parents attending but maintains their innocence. The judge decides to take more time to consider his decision. After this, Bolin tries to tell Eska they should break up because their relationship spark is faded. But Eska wants to get married instead, and gives him a scary-looking necklace. Meanwhile, Judge Hulta finds Korra's relatives guilty of treason, and sentences them to death. But Unalak gets the sentence changed to life in prison. Korra is grateful but still upset. At the Air Temple, Tenzin and Ikki enjoy their time away from family troubles, until they decide family is important despite its challenges and plan to visit the Sky Bison again. Korra learns from the judge that her uncle was behind the false charges and her dad's earlier banishment. Varric and the team decide to break Korra's dad out of prison, but when they try, they learn he's being sent away. Korra confronts Unalaq, refuses his help, and escapes with her friends. They use a clever plan to get past a blockade on their way to rescue her dad and the prisoners. After a successful family reconciliation at the Air Temple and a confrontation with the Northern soldiers, everyone escapes safely on Varric's yacht. But trouble is not far behind as Eska chases them in anger. Episode 11. This episode, Korra, Tenzin, Bumi, and Kaya go back to the Eastern Air Temple and see Pima. Tenzin is holding Jinora, who can't respond, and he promises to bring her spirit back from the spirit world. Bolin visits Mako in jail, talks about his movie, and gives him a poster. He tells Mako he'll always be there for him because they're brothers. Bolin doesn't believe Mako when he says Varric is causing his problems and plans to find him a good lawyer. Bolin mentions he asked Asami to visit, but she couldn't because it would remind her too much of her own dad. Before Bolin leaves, Mako tells him to be careful at the movie premiere because he thinks Varric is up to no good, but Bolin thinks it's just more craziness. At the premiere of Bolin's movie, he and Ginger are called the most famous couple in Republic City. But Ginger isn't interested in Bolin. Chief Lin Bofeng catches her security guards eating snacks and scolds them. President Rocco arrives, and Varric tries to convince him to support the South in the Water Tribe Civil War, but Rocco isn't swayed. The movie starts, and Bolin wishes Mako could be there. Meanwhile, some waterbenders sneak into the arena with a plan. Bolin becomes a real-life hero during the movie premiere. Feeling overwhelmed and stepping outside, he ends up uncovering a plot against President Rocco by waterbenders. He bravely fights them off in front of an amazed audience, mirroring his character in the movie. After exposing Varric's scheme, Bolin wins over Ginger and is celebrated as a hero. Meanwhile, Korra reveals Unalaq's dark plans to Rocco but fails to convince him to help. Mako gets cleared of all charges and becomes a detective. His reunion with Korra is awkward because she lost some memories, including their breakup. The team decides to seek Varric's help despite his imprisonment. Varric contributes by offering his battleship to aid their mission. Elsewhere, Tonrak confronts Unalaq but is defeated and captured. Standing over his brother's unconscious body, Unalaq assures him that Korra will soon suffer the same fate. Episode 14. In this last episode, we see Unalaq as a dark avatar. He transforms into a huge dark spirit and attacks Republic City, easily overpowering the metal-bending police and the United Forces Navy guarding Yubei. He destroys forces, knocks down the statue of Avatar Aang, and fills the city with destructive vines. While this chaos ensues, elsewhere, Tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi rescue Korra, Mako, and Bolin, taking them to the spirit world for healing. Korra, having lost connection to the past Avatar after Unalaq destroys Rava, learns from Tenzin that she possesses power beyond the Avatar spirit, urging a visit to the Tree of Time for guidance. Inside the Tree of Time, Tenzin explains to Korra that her strength comes from her own brave spirit, not just Rava. Korra learns from Avatar Wan's vision that the true greatness lies in character. Upon seeing Unalaq attacking the city, Tenzin tells Korra that she can tap into the universe's energy herself. Learning from Rava that light and dark are independent, Korra uses energy bending to become a giant spirit and rushes to the city to face Unalaq. In Republic City, the battle between Korra and Unavatu heats up. Korra's spirit form clashes with Unavatu, sending him flying with her powerful moves. Despite her efforts, Unavatu traps her and claims the light spirit Rava is gone. Just then, dark spirits attack Korra's body in the spirit world, but Team Avatar fights them off with the help of Desna and Eska. At a critical moment, Janora's spirit brings light back, illuminating Rava within Unavatu. Korra breaks free when Janora's light shines, revealing Rava's presence inside Unavatu, and giving Korra a chance to fight back. Korra battles and weakens the super strong Unalaq by taking away the good spirit Rava. She then uses a special bending technique to defeat him permanently. Korra quickly reunites with Rava before a unique event called Harmonic Convergence ends, while her friends protect her physical form by fighting off bad spirits. Korra returns as a spirit, disperses the evil spirits, and restores Jinora to normal. With everyone safe, Korra merges back with Rava to fix the Avatar spirit. Despite feeling sorry for Unalaq's children, everyone is happy with Korra's victory. In the end, Korra decides to keep the gateways to the spirit world open, changing how things have been done for a very long time. She takes advice from Tenzin, trusts her own choice, and hopes for a peaceful future where humans and spirits live together. She and Mako have a heartfelt talk, knowing they need to go their separate ways. Korra shares her decision about leaving the portals open in a big speech, mentioning that the world is entering a new era with spirits and humans together, and announcing her dad as the new leader of the South. So, this was everything about the Legend of Korra Book 2, but things were not over here. Fans were excited to know more about the future of Korra and her friends. That's why creators decided to come back with book 3 and 4. Subscribe to our channel so you know when we upload these too.